Hi! Welcome to XCOM Enemy Unknown, Month 2. Month 1 finished with a Grade A rating. We managed to get 4 satellites in the air. So start off by adding one more interceptor to each continent, giving us 2 interceptors covering each continent, which is going to be kind of useful. I completed xenobiology research to capture a live alien, and I'm going to try and get up another satellite uplink this month. Since I managed to get South America more by luck than anything else last time, I can do all my autopsies instantly, so I go ahead and do them. I've got the Muton and the Thin Man and the Sectoid. The Sectoid allows me to create an aim buff for my interceptors, and I complete the access lift and a power generator, so it's a question of excavating out on the second level to add workshops to the right and make room for satellite bays on the left. There's a UFO contact. After selling some Thin Men corpses to Nigeria on the grey market, they had a request. They paid double. It's not much, but every little helps at this stage. Anyway, the Interceptor, I use an aim buff and it deals with that guy okay. Absolutely fine, in fact. And it's just a fraction of time. It's 0 days until my officer training school, so I scan for activity, and sure enough, it only takes a couple of minutes. Literally, it went from 319 to 349 for that to be ready. So I up the squad size, and the UFO training mission is still available. They hang around for 24 hours after they're dropped. I also put 3 more satellites in the queue at this point, so that I'll have time to get them in the air. And Zhang joins the team. He's got a promotion, or he's got lots of promotions to take care of. First of all, Fire Rocket, which is the default. Bullet, Swarm, 2 extra shots is kind of obvious. Suppression, I thoroughly enjoy. And I'm not going to take Heat Ammo because we're not going to meet too many robots yet. So I'm taking Rapid Reaction for a second reaction shot if the first one hits. His aim's 75. He's already very well leveled. So there's a good chance, as long as I position him properly, that he'll be getting 2 shots on Overwatch, which is going to be hugely helpful. Fortunately, you can't customize him. I can't make him pretty colors, but I might download the mod that allows me to do that. And I dress up Santiago in her assault gear, the yellow and purple. Anyway, with that done, Johnson is now Angel. He's got a nickname. And the sniper, Olsen, is called Pharaoh. And we've got a UFO mission to deal with. That was a small UFO, so hopefully there won't be too much resistance. As always, I dash a team out to the flank, because dashing is fun. I'm sure people would advise against it, and if I was playing Iron Man, I'm fairly certain I wouldn't do it. But it hasn't done me any wrong yet. If there's no hard cover in the way, I always tend to dash, just to try and make it closer to some. What's the worst that can happen, right? 3 of your squad members get shot in the head, I guess. Anyway, 2 sectoids turn up and scramble for cover, and I've got a line of Overwatch here, which is pretty nicely set up. I've put Olsen around a little bit to get him into hard cover, so I spend a couple of rounds just keeping people on Overwatch in the hope that these guys will move into my line of fire. I take my assault up on the right hand flank, just to give slightly better line of sight. These guys shoot like crazy, and by the time Olsen gets his shot off, Zhang has already killed the alien. Thanks, Zhang. Anyway, I leave them there for the time being, but stupidly move my assault Santiago up. Being too used to lightning reflexes on assault, I forget that as a squaddy she doesn't have them. As sergeant, maybe she is. Olsen misses, as he's very good at doing. And really I don't want Santiago exposed in cover, so it's back to Overwatch for the team. At which point some floaters arrive, which is not great news. Santiago gets a reaction shot for 2 points. It's only a pistol, so what do you expect? And these floaters rock up, but the Overwatch line of death manages to take down the first one pretty convincingly, so that's good. So there's 1 floater and 1 sectoid left. I put them on Overwatch again, and I advance Zhang a little bit, and he gets, I should have really learned from this, he gets shot at by the sectoid as well, who's still on Overwatch, but fortunately Zhang has a ridiculous amount of hit points. I think he starts with 9. And he fires at the sectoid, doing 3 damage. Not quite a kill, but maybe it's close enough. That leaves Olsen to do 1 point of damage, and he hits for a change, which is nice. So he takes that sectoid out. So now all we've got is a floater. Zhang is moved up a little bit, and I bring Santiago up as well and consider shooting with her, but actually there's no way I'm going to take that floater down, and I do not want to be in a firefight. So I bring these guys up to be slightly closer for Overwatch, hoping the floater will wander into my gaze. He acts very weirdly. He moves towards me and then backs away, and he almost certainly could have killed Santiago there. For some reason, I leave them all in Overwatch for a couple more rounds, hoping that the floater won't move into the edge of my vision and shoot, and for some reason he doesn't. He moves there and then doesn't shoot back. So I run Santiago away, concerned that she'll die. Keep the other guys on Overwatch, hoping the floater will come further in. He comes into view there and again just stops. It's very, very weird. So I let Barnes, lights out, rubbish nickname, have a shot at the floater. She hits for 5, which is 3, which is pretty tasty. And she gets another shot because she's got bullet swarm. That one's a miss, which leaves Zhang to clean up her mess. And Zhang does really well this mission. I think he gets every single hit. I know it's just ultimately, seeding and stuff, and if you switch the orders it would have been other people, but I like to think they have good days and bad days. And Zhang had a very good day today. I don't know, using him feels a bit like a cheat, but then at the same time that mission with the Muton and the Thin Men was much harder than the council missions you get early on, so maybe it's not so bad. Anyway, I slowly advance them towards the UFO, and you can see the sound waves are coming out telling me that they're in there. And I'll speed this up no end because it's pretty slow progress. The only interesting thing that happens here is you'll see in 1 or 2 moves time, I move a guy up here into the UFO and I get a sound from outside the craft, which is surprising and perplexing. I think it's this round here. Here we go. See, there's definitely a sound coming from the right there, which is outside the craft. So then I spend like 10 moves, 20 minutes, fishing around outside here, looking for that patrol that's just made noise at me. And I don't know if before you spot the patrols they can teleport around, because it turns out they're in with the outsider. It's another pack of 2 sectoids. But I make it all the way back to the Sky Ranger. I head all the way around to the right. And in the end I just dash them back to their previous positions, because I kind of get bored of looking for this invisible pack of aliens that doesn't exist. And I figure if I clear this room of the outsider, if I haven't killed all the aliens, then I can just go on a bug hunt after that. And actually the outsider is going to be the problem, and if they're outside the UFO it means no more collateral damage, blah 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 blah. Anyway, I come up to this door and open it cautiously. We find a UFO power source that Dr. Shen is very excited about, and head around to the other door. I leave one person on Overwatch by the first door just in case. Move everyone round to this door and open that cautiously. There we go. And that reveals a pretty empty room. And so there are aliens here. And now that noise there, see, I don't know if you noticed it at the top of the screen, but it came from the far left. And what I'd failed to realise at this point is they don't necessarily come from the origin, it just shows what direction they are. So I peek, is that Santiago? I have her peek around that corner, maybe it was Angel. Oh, that's right, and I run Santiago in there thinking, well, it's clear. I mean, Angel's had a look in, and is it clear? No, it is not. The outsider's in there plus 2 sectoids, and now Santiago is standing there, wide in the open, facing these guys off. Angel takes a reaction shot against the outsider and hits for 3, leaving him with 2 health, and there are 2 sectoids who skitter for cover here, who are going to be blowing Santiago up in the face. I bring lights out Barnes around here, and this is a bit of a mistake. I'm just in panic mode at the moment. I suppress the outsider, and then bring Zhang round to take a flanked shot on the outsider here. 98% chance to hit, or 90%. So I should have taken that shot first and then suppressed one of the sectoids with Barnes. But what's done is done. I don't know how that dude missed from there, but he did. This guy, and again, if you're attacking a flank target, you get 50% critical, but he only manages to do 4 damage, and thank goodness Santiago has 5 health. I bring Barnes up for a flank shot on this alien, taking him down like that. So that goes well. And Zhang comes around for a shot on that fella, and he connects. I've still got Angel and Santiago, so I'm fairly confident one way or another I'm going to be able to take that sectoid out. And I didn't even run and gun Santiago. That's the most pitiful part. Anyway, double promotions and a grave wounding for Santiago. The Lieutenant takes Battle Scanner. Gunslinger's going to be good for when I'm stunning aliens, but right now Battle Scanner is my better friend. I really need another sniper in my pack. Santiago takes Tactical Sense, 5 defense per enemy in sight. I figure that's going to be useful if I'm going to make more stupid moves like the previous one. The other one is extra critical damage, and really relying on critical damage is risky at best. I get a pretty good haul from here. 3 flight computers and a couple of damaged items which I can sell for 50 credits. A bunch of alien alloys and a bunch of Illyrium too, as well as obviously the corpses of the sectoids and the floaters, allowing me a floater autopsy. I get the arc thrower researched and do the floater autopsy, which gives me a defense matrix dodge for use. I don't craft one of those yet. I need to focus first on better weapons for the interceptors, and then build alien materials, research alien materials, because I'm thinking nanovest, and set a workshop to go in the freshly excavated area. Now there's a steam vent there which puts paid to my plan of having a beautiful set of workshops all up there, but what are you going to do? I need the power desperately. And then it's time for an abduction. There are no good options here. We got 200 credits, 4 scientists, or a new recruit, Assault Sergeant. Maybe the Assault Sergeant would have been the good thing, but right now I'm short on cash, so cash it is. After checking out to see which continents are going to suffer most, or if I'm going to get panic in any continents for missing a mission as opposed to just the countries, and it's fine, I buy laser with the new profits. The laser gun seems to work really well in the lab. It shoots targets and stuff. And I give the laser to Diallo and give her a scope as well. I was going to give it to Johnson, Jan Johnson, Angel, but because he's got to take medkits and can't take advantage of the scope, it didn't make much sense. He's only got 3 shot better than Diallo as well, so with the scope, Diallo ends up 7 better than him. And it doesn't matter if she gets exposed a little bit because Johnson has the medkits. As you know, I like to dash in. Now, I've played this level before, and in fact, if you watch my Ghost Sonic powers and the overpowered video, anyway, for this, you'll see that I've played it. And you tend to have a pack there where you've just seen them. That's one sectoid down on Overwatch. Loving the laser rifle already. There's another pack between the 2nd and 3rd trucks. So that pink truck there that's just in view, there's typically another pack of aliens behind that. So I don't want to go in there and potentially draw them out. If it's just sectoids, it's not a problem, but even so, I've got 2 sectoids giving me grief. I don't particularly want to have a 5-on-5 fight. That's never going to end well. Someone's probably going to get hurt. So I lay down some smoke here because Olsen Pharaoh up in the sky is still pretty exposed. The aliens take that as an opportunity to run away. I think about putting Diallo somewhere and end up running her here without thinking that the gap between the cab and the trailer is actually a viewpoint, and that unloads 3 thin men, unfortunately. I can flank that guy, so that's 2 thin men down. But now Lopez is fairly exposed. I bring Diallo back round because I don't want her to get into a firefight with the thin men. That's not going to go well. They're terribly good snipers, and she's going to die. So I hunker her down, put Olsen on Overwatch. He hits for 3. Could have been better, could have been worse. And that thin man, strangely, goes for the poison opportunity, takes a shot at Diallo, who's hunkered down, at Angel, who's hunkered down, and misses. I bring Lopez round out of the poison. The cab of the truck is now on fire, so I've got to move everyone up, and that actually gives me a pretty good opportunity to get everyone healed. I bring the other guys up, lined up against the back of this trailer, and just stick them all on Overwatch, hoping that the thin men won't come too far around. The truck blows up, and they make their way over the top, which is great news. I actually managed to take them out. Olsen gets a little bit poisoned, but that's not the end of the world, because now I've got a thin man sitting in the back of the truck. He's done his full move, and I can move the team round and flank him, and there's only one sectoid left. Lord knows where he is, but with the entire team on Overwatch at this point, I consider using a battle scanner, but in the end decide against it. And standing in there, it gives me the option to abort the mission at the end of the turn, but I don't want to abort. So I move everyone up pretty slowly and carefully. Well, I say pretty slowly and carefully. You'll see I don't do it slowly and carefully at all. The first thing I do is dash the sniper up onto the truck like an idiot. But there's one sectoid left. The stupid thing is he could have pulled another group so easily. Fortunately, both other groups turn out to be on the far side of the map, but I wasn't to know that at the time. So now I've taken a slightly stealthier approach, and I'm just moving the team up space by space, keeping them on pretty heavy Overwatch. I put Olsen up there on Overwatch and bring Barnes around to the edge of this truck, really utilising the heavy cover as much as I can. I dash Santiago up because she's going to want to be on the left flank, and bring Angel up to Overwatch. The last sectoid comes out of nowhere and pops around the corner there, so I let Barnes have the honours of finishing her off. And that means that I don't have anyone unaccounted for now. I've got a couple more packs. I don't know this at this stage. I think there's maybe one. And I figure it's probably one floater or one thin men. So I chuck a battle scanner out, hoping to reveal them, and sure enough, there is the pack of thin men. I see what Olsen's got to do, and he's got a 100% chance to hit with a 100% critical on one of them. So that seems like it's too fun to pass up. Taking out one of those guys before they even know what's hit them is always a win. So they scatter for cover once one of them goes down. One goes left and one goes right. I bring Barnes up to heavy cover and put her on Overwatch. I bring Santiago up here. I think about bringing her to the right, but that's just going to put her in shooting range of the thin man, and that's not something I want to see. I don't want to advance too far either, just in case there's another pack. The concern I've got here is that if this isn't the last pack, pulling another one at this point is going to be a nightmare. So I bring Angel up to have a look to see if he can get a decent shot there. He can't really, but what he can do is reveal line of sight for Olsen, who can take a speculative shot. You know, there's nothing wrong with having a go. And Olsen versus the UFO mission, where he missed everything, this mission he's doing good. He gets a kill from long range there, so I bring Barnes up to support him and think about using a frag grenade on that other guy there. But I can't get line of sight to the... or I don't have range to blow up the petrol pump. Barnes gets a reaction shot for 5 damage against that thin man, who is now tucked in here and does a bit of screaming. He ends up going for a poison shot on... Oh no, he doesn't, because he can't see anyone. He just comes out of cover, which is really peculiar. Which gives Olsen a simple shot to take him down. Now you can see here, because the mission didn't end, this obviously isn't the end of the level. There is one more pack. And it turns out it's 3 more thin men, and they're over to the left. So I bring Barnes up into heavy cover there, lights out, and bring these 2 guys up. And then I'm figuring Olsen, Pharaoh, is probably not going to get an opportunity shot if they're in the house at the end. So I bring him down to street level. I don't want to move Diallo up too far. Have I been calling her Santiago all this mission? Diallo up too far. Because I'm concerned about revealing this. So it's battle scanning time here. Since I've got one left and I've just got them, I like to use them. And there are the thin men, sure enough. Now, what I should have done is just hunkered in this round and then used a rocket on them or something like that. But I think, well, I'll just edge Diallo around to get her into viable Overwatch, and all it does is reveal the pack. Barnes misses her Overwatch this time, unfortunately. Can't win them all. And 2 of them scamper to the roof. I put everyone else on Overwatch in the hope that these guys will close in and I'll get some kind of opportunity shot here. Sure enough, Diallo gets a shot and kills for 6, amazingly, loving the laser rifle. Brilliant. Unfortunately, she gets poisoned by that thin man, but at least there's only 2 thin men left. Olsen goes for a headshot, because what do you got to lose at this stage? And it's another kill for him. He's doing brilliantly. So we're down to just the last thin man. I bring Barnes around and stick her on, well, she dashed actually, so there's not much she can do. I bring Diallo back here to heal the poison because she's going to be utterly useless. As long as she's poisoned, she's not taking any damage. Lopez gets a reaction shot from there, but with a shotgun it's obviously never going to do much damage. And the thin man seems to have overstretched himself because he's finished up his move there. He goes for poison, but leaves himself wildly open to attack. So it's just a question of bringing Diallo up for a pretty easy shot here, 83% chance to hit, and it's a nice kill to finish, and in fact a 9 critical. So with 12 aliens down and all our operatives still alive, we can't really complain about that. We only had poisoning, so no one gets any long-term injuries. Angel gets a promotion, and I've got the option between revive, to revive critically wounded people, or suppression. I think suppression is a much better choice just because it pins enemies down. And if I get to the point where I've got dudes dead, I'm probably in a world of pain anyway. I take heat ammo as promised for my next support. Robotic enemies are tough. Extra smoke grenade for Diallo. Smoke is never a bad thing, and later on you can buff your smoke grenades to add additional defense. Lopez gets the defense training as well, which I prefer to the criticals, and we get 9 corpses and 24 fragments. Panic has decreased in China, which is great, but it's Mexico and South Africa which are now under threat. And I do some maths to work out that actually I don't think I can complete the satellite in time. I've got 10 days left. I don't have enough workshops, so I'm going to have to build enough workshops to build the next satellite array. So I'm going to have to build alien containment and risk capturing a sectoid and an outsider in the next UFO mission, and then go for the alien base run. It's not going to be pretty. Anyway, the next mission is Confounding Light. This is the next of the slingshot missions, and I didn't realise I could put this off indefinitely. This mission sucks beyond all imagining. It's a bunch of thin men and a bunch of mutons, and you'll see, and you're on a 10-turn timer to rush down an area with very little cover. But I will break it out and show it in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Bye!